I'm Sarah Crazley. I'm the CEO of Shimmy Technologies. I was very intrigued when this grand challenge came along because you've got the IEEE, who I knew from my former life in mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and then you've got this coalition of brands who are doing 3D. And I think that having a standards organization in there is absolutely the right approach. You think of every big jump where an industry has transformed because of technology, and the IEEE was there laying down standards so that things work together and you didn't have total chaos. It is Friday, May 18th. It's been a long week. We are leading into a beta of something we're calling Shimmy Upskill, which is a video game platform that teaches garment workers digital pattern making skills. We've been developing this for a while. Our approach is three-pronged. The first is automatic for the people, which I really hope REM does not sue me for, relating to just automating the manual work that design, development, merchandising teams do that they don't really like to do anyway. The second part of the approach is apparel information architecture. So this is just getting us away from this very linear way that we handle data in this industry. And the third part is about workforce development. And that's the part that we are giving you a very interesting, very intimate window into as we take you along the days leading up to our first beta. The months leading up to this point in time have been exhaustive interviews, reading garment worker diaries, securing funding from the CNA Foundation and the Workforce Development Institute, and now we're finally at a point that we've built the technology, and lucky us, there's a nice population of Bangladeshi women who are going to be our beta testers this Sunday.
Hi, my name is Mary Guay. My role at Shimmy is to bring the expertise that I've developed over the years of working in the apparel industry. The trainees will be able to do what we call shape recognition. Once they have shape recognition, they'll be able to assign a name to the shape. And then we hope to get to the point where we can kind of do a proto-assembly. A very primitive kind of assembly, meaning like bring these two seams together. The thing that I'm most concerned about is that the technology won't work, and that then therefore the trainees will lose interest. We do have a backup plan, but I hope that we don't have to implement that.
The ability to use touchscreen, the ability to use speech to text. Our users are Bangladeshi women who use their phones most of the time, don't spend a bunch of time on computers. And this is a crazy idea. Can we take women who are, for the most part, digitally illiterate, who push two-dimensional shapes through sewing machines all day long, and can we take that experience and that innate knowledge and reskill them into doing digital work that's highly valuable to brands?
My name is Jackie Treblecock, and I'm the Managing Director for the New York Fashion Tech Lab. So what excites me about Shimmy's approach is I've been fortunate enough to sit with Sarah in meetings and have her explain the technology and the solution that she's created and see how brands are excited at the fact that it will help them gain speed to market. In addition to that, she's creating new opportunities for a labor force that could potentially be left behind.
My name is Chisato Sakamoto, and I am the project manager. There's been the whole issue around Rana Plaza, the collapse, and there's been a lot of civil society organizations, businesses doing a lot of work to ensure better working conditions for women, which make up, I think, about 80% of the Bangladeshi garment industry. So, but I think there are still problems that persist. There have been improvements in the buildings and the workplaces, but there's still a lot of gender inequality in Bangladesh.
My name is Josh Knowles. I'm the software developer and technologist. When most people think of gaming or game design, they think of, console games or iPhone games like Candy Crush or Bejeweled. There's actually a very robust movement of using games for serious purposes. We are really trying to push past just points, badges, and leaderboards, and really think about like what, you know, if we want to maximize success and maximize, you know, the ability for women to have just have a more like meaningful and educational experience with the software. What can we learn from the world of games? We're working very hard to try to get speech to text working as a viable interface for this thing. For example, what we have going on right now outside, you can tap the pattern piece and just say what the name of it is. I can't speak Bangladesh. I'm not a native speaker, but you can tap it and say that's a collar or that's a sleeve without having to navigate through menus. There's a bigger trend in software interface design, which is, you know, you see in a lot of like mobile software, which is sort of about meeting users where they're at rather than forcing users to come to where you're at. What this isn't is, this isn't about having to make people work to dig through an arcane interface in order to get things done. Simplifies the interface, simplifies the process.
First of all, we didn't even know whether this was going to work. So the fact that they could get through the training and have good accuracy levels was amazing to start with. And at one point towards the end, I asked one of the women, is this something you could see yourself doing? Being a digital pattern maker or a 3D modeler? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. She's like, but if I think about, you know, the women in Bangladesh and think about them being trained on this interface, you know, this is a skill that they can take with them. This is a skill that nobody's going to be able to take away from them, and this is something that can empower them.
There are a lot of invisible barriers and obstacles that sometimes we normalize. And when it comes to projects like these, it's very important to take those gender perspectives into consideration because, in fact, you might actually make situations worse.
The formula for the future of work in apparel is really developing a workforce so that they're flexible and can utilize technology in the ways that we'll need.